Often when more than one person is working on a document, we like to track the changes that have been made by each person to a document, and this is where Track Changes comes in. For example, let's click the Review tab in the ribbon, and here's the tracking group. Before we track changes, there are a couple of options that need to be set up, and first of all, we need to check that your name is clearly established. So from the Review tab in the ribbon, click the Track Changes button's drop down and click Change Username. In here, I would make sure that my name was clearly reflected so people knew it was me who made the changes, and I'll click OK. In addition to the username, also click the Track Changes button drop down and click the option Change Tracking Options. Here you can say how changes are marked. For example, if something is inserted in this document, it will appear underlined and it won't appear a specific colour unless I say so. If I don't choose a specific colour, then a unique colour will be given to each author. If information is deleted in this document, it will have a strike-through format applied, and changing lines will appear on the outside border. Also, if any moves are made, these will be tracked. Also, if any table changes are made, these will be tracked. And if any formatting is made, these will be tracked also. So having looked at my Track Changes options, I'll just click OK, but we might come back later and have a look at some more options. Actually, let's use balloons for now. Let's change balloons to always, and I'll show you what that means shortly. So I'm going to click OK. Having set up my username and having set up my options, I'm now ready to track the changes. Now if I want to track changes, I could just click right on this button, and as you can see here, Ctrl-Shift-E is the shortcut. Also, on your status bar, you might have the option Track Changes. This will be visible if you right-clicked the status bar and you've turned on Track Changes. If you've turned on the option Track Changes, you'll then be able to click this option when you want to turn Track Changes on and when you want to turn Track Changes off. So I'll turn Track Changes on. I'd like to make some changes to this document, so I'm going to double-click Imagined and delete this word, and I'm going to put Envisioned. I'm going to add some text after the word once. Once they were, and a space. Any changes made to my document, I'll put a space in there, have been tracked. And now I wish to stop track changes. So again, I can click the Track Changes options on my status bar. I could press Ctrl-Shift-E, or I could click the Track Changes button and turn off the track changes. Now that I've tracked changes, what I can do is I can actually ask to see different views of this document. For example, this is the final document, what it would finally look like, showing markup out to the right. And so the markup is the fact that Imagined in the original document was deleted. If I change this view to Original Showing Markup, the original text is shown in here and the changes are shown out here. So we've got Original Showing Markup and Final Showing Markup. Two different ways of seeing the document. If I wanted to see the document as it originally appeared, I would choose the option Original. And this is how the document was originally before changes were made. And if I wanted to see what the document would look like in its final state if all the changes were accepted, then I'd click Final. And this is what the document would finally look like. And I'll take it back to Original Showing Markup. Now one of the Track Changes options I got you to put on was the balloons. And personally I don't like the balloons because they create this big panel out the right hand side, which makes it quite difficult to print the document and view the document. So at any time you can go back to Track Changes and change Tracking Options, and you can change the balloons. I might change the balloons from always to only when there are comments, and click OK. Now what you see are things that have been deleted and inserted in the page and not out on the right hand side, creating lots of extra pages when printed. The reviewing pane is something you can also turn on. You can have a vertical reviewing pane, and here it is here, or you can have a horizontal reviewing pane. And it's just another way of viewing what's been changed in this document, or I can turn the reviewing pane off. I can also show markup in a variety of different ways. For instance, I might want to see the changes not made by all reviewers but by a specific reviewer. So if I had a lot of people working on this document, all their usernames would be listed, and I'd be able to turn off all reviewers and just focus on a certain reviewer. Kathy Barker. Other options are to turn off any formatting changes if I don't want to see them, any insertions if I don't want to see them, and so on and so forth. So be aware that you can also customize and turn on and turn off what you do and don't want to see, so that you can handle things in just groups. The other important aspect is you may want to actually print your document in any one of the 4 different ways that you see here. I might want to print the original document, so I'll switch to original and I'll go File, Print, and as you can see it will print the original document. But if I went back to Review and says Show me the original showing markup, and then went to File and Print, it would print my track changes, original showing markup. So you can also print your track changes. And I'll go back to Review.